world didn't go to sleep early that night. From Bangkok, where vendors huddled around a grainy television at a plastics table, to Berlin, where bars that should have been closing stayed open, a strange collective stillness had fallen. In Sao Paulo, the glow of phones on a million balconies looked like a new constellation. In small towns buried under the first American winter, living rooms were overlit and silent. People stayed awake because something strange was happening in the United States, something that felt larger than an election, larger than politics. Screens glowed in bedrooms, phones buzzed in laps and pockets like anxious animals. No one could quite name the mood. It wasn't just hope, though hope was there, thin and sharp as a new needle. It wasn't just anger, though anger simmered, a low-grade fever that had burned for years. It was the charge that sweeps through streets before walls come down, the electric hum of a hinge that has been rusted shut for a generation. Berlin, when the concrete cracked. Tahrir, when voices drowned out fear. The sound of a billion people leaning, just slightly, to see if the structure would hold. In the New York control room of the global news network, the air smelled of burnt coffee and ozone. Ben Carter, executive producer for election night, stared at the main data wall, his stomach a cold knot. The numbers weren't just wrong. They were impossible. They broke every model his data team had built over the last 4 years. "Where is our model?" He barked into his headset, his voice tight. "Mark, ask the panel about the firewall again. Keep them talking, and somebody get me a goddamn projection that holds." On the studio floor, Mark Jennings, the network's primetime face, smiled a smile polished to a high-gloss chrome. He was the picture of calm. Fascinating results out of Virginia, panelists. The models seem to be adjusting. "They're not adjusting," a data analyst whispered behind Ben, her voice trembling. "They're dead. The models are dead." America's election night had always been a show. Red versus blue, a predictable, monetizable two-act play. Talking heads filled airwaves. Maps filled in one predictable county after another. But this time there was a third color. "What the hell is hope teal?" Ben snapped, staring at the shade that was spreading across the main map like a chemical spill. "Who approved that? It looks like a damn toothpaste." "Nobody approved it, sir," the analyst said, her eyes glued to her own monitor. It's just what they're calling it. It's not red, it's not blue, it's new." The networks had tried to play it cool for weeks. A novelty, a protest vote, a statistical ghost that would be absorbed by the two great machines come November. But as the first hours passed, that third color held. In places that were supposed to be safe, suburban Michigan, factory towns in Ohio, small rural counties in Texas, the teal kept coming. It wasn't stealing votes from one party. It was eating both at once. A crackle in Ben's earpiece from the data hub. The voice was thin, stripped of authority. "Ben, our numbers don't work. The models are broken. They're built on red-blue binaries. We have no predictive path. We're flying blind." Jennings was still talking, his smile holding, describing firewalls that were already ash. In a newsroom corner, someone whispered, and a hot mic caught it, broadcasting it to 3 million homes. "This isn't supposed to happen." Ben grabbed a phone. "Get me a feed from the Aura Arena, now. If our map is dead, I want to see theirs.